I want to
Yes.
get back to Atom 2.0 that you just dropped. You were one of the co-authors. You were involved heavily in contributing to propose Atom 2.0, this new vision. It was actually, in my view, is not a big controversial idea, but it turned into one, especially after Jaquan campaigned heavily against it.
Bribed people and paid off validators.
What was eventually rejected. And well, I'm just trying to be neutral here, but like that's actually what happened. Anyways, it was rejected. As a consequence, a lot of people said, okay, now that Atom 2.0 failed, what's the point of the hub, right? And I could just hear from you, I didn't know that, but like also interested in security, you don't seem to be like crazy excited about it, especially not right now. So let's start with maybe first the broader scope of Atom 2.0. What's up with the team that proposed it? Is everybody kind of like now super exhausted and done for it? Or is there a way that it will be broken up into pieces? Or what's the next steps for this idea of Atom 2.0?
Yeah, there hasn't been any coordinated push to complete any of those things. Some of the members of the team have sort of gone off on their own and decided to implement individual pieces of it. I know there's at least one team working on the interchain allocator, which is cool. That's exciting. I believe the last plans I saw was that they want to launch that as its own chain. The interchain scheduler, i.e. the MEV stuff, I would imagine that idea gets picked up by either Skip or Mechatech and productionized in one of their blockchains. And then, I think most interestingly, the council idea and this idea of sort of like more effective funding from the core Cosmos Hub, that's been picked up by the Prop 95 crew. And I think that that's the piece of Atom 2.0 that kind of shows the most promise for the Cosmos Hub community. Other pieces of Atom 2.0, liquid staking, I have no idea where that sits right now. It's kind of puzzling to me that it hasn't been adopted. The Occlusion team's done a great job of building an excellent implementation. And I don't understand why that's not live yet. But I don't really think that there's a concerted effort. I can speak for me personally. I've done a lot of public goods work for very little money for the Cosmos Hub for a long time. And that basically felt like the community telling me that my services aren't appreciated and that they don't want to pay for devs. And if that's the case, it's going to be really hard for the Cosmos Hub to attract any talent to work on that platform.
What about the aspect of the Atom tokenomics? That was one part where a lot of people were very excited about, obviously, because right now tokenomics are pretty basic in the sense that, you have this inflation. So what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, in my mind, like the number that was proposed in the 2.0 white paper was frankly 10 times what I thought it would be in terms of minting into the community pool, and was sort of in contradiction of discussions that I had privately about that in the past. So that was surprising. But what was sort of discouraging to me was that we didn't find a way forward where we could have minted a smaller amount of Atom into the community pool and still gone with the inflation reductions that would have come with liquid staking support. I'd still love to see those changes, but yeah, basically everyone told me I was trying to steal money. And I don't really I have no appetite to go fight that battle again in governance, and I don't know who does right now.
Yeah, it's been wild, all these discussions around it. And we also went on chain, obviously, with Cosmos in the past. And I know not to the scale that you obviously got headwind, but we also got some headwind. And it's just, I know it's very, very frustrating. And I'm sure to that scale that you had to go through accusations, headwind, insults even, right? I saw people literally get very offensive and disrespectful.
Yeah.
So,
I had people threatening me in DMs for weeks. Yeah, you better stop or else we're going to come find you. Shit like that. Weeks. Anonymous accounts every day. That sucks.
That's horrible. Yeah, that doesn't just suck. That's just unacceptable. Like that's insane. But and so I understand the discouragement. But I also see, like, as you said, right, there's like some teams that pick up some of these ideas. So I think after all, if we say, okay, I'm like, it's really bad that you all had to go through this, also Zaki and like Sam Hart, I know it's been wild. But after all, I think it was still a net positive that you guys came and proposed it to that scale, right? Because now a lot of these ideas being picked up, right? And Prop 95, even Prop 98, the community tax was raised just a couple of weeks after 2.0 failed, from 2 to 10%, which also now accrues more atoms for the treasury.
That's great.
So I do see small things, and obviously I think with the killer application ICS, at least that's how I see it, coming up very shortly. Whether it's 2 weeks or 8 weeks, to me, like, doesn't really matter, but it's gonna come soon. What do you think about that? You just expressed some technical or implementation concerns. Like, can you elaborate on that? And when do you realistically see that ICS is gonna go live?
Yeah, we'll see. That's entirely up to the informal team who's leading that product. As far as the technical concerns, like, removing slashing from the consumer chains is one way to deal with a problem that I had with the architecture. There's a lot of kind of complex trade-offs there. Does that actually reduce the security of interchain security? Sort of is a debatable topic. But I think that changing a major aspect of the protocol this close to launch leaves a lot of doubts in people's minds and makes a lot of people sort of doubt the production readiness. I know that the audits have been completed. It seems like the timeline is good, but I've been saying that now for a while and it's already slipped 2 months. So we'll just see when it gets shipped. I'm excited to see that go live.
Yeah.